A reminder of our top story, Prime Minister Mark Carney says he will swear in a new cabinet the week of May 12th and recall Parliament on May 26th. He will also visit Washington this coming Tuesday to meet with the U.S. president. Today, he also laid out his priorities for the first time since winning the election.
So we will put more money in Canadians' pockets with the middle-class tax cut that will take effect by Canada Day, saving two-income families up to $825 a year. We will protect the programs that save families thousands of dollars a year, including pharmacare and $10 a day daycare. We will expand the Canadian Dental Care Plan to 8 million Canadians, saving the average family over $800 per visit. To lower costs for first-time homebuyers, we will cut GST on new homes at or under $1 million, allowing them to save up to $50,000, and we will lower the GST on homes between $1 million and $1.5 million.
So with more on all of this, let's bring in CBC senior business correspondent Peter Armstrong. Peter, we've heard what Mark Carney had to say during this news conference. Did we learn much more about what the new Prime Minister intends to prioritize?
It's an interesting question because I think we've been trying to figure that out through the campaign and now these last couple of days. And the way I can kind of best describe it is there's two planks to one priority, and that priority is strengthening the Canadian economy. One plank, of course, is getting down in the United States and trying to find some kind of a peace deal in this trade war. But the other, I think, is equally important, and it's trying to find ways to strengthen the Canadian economy, bolster growth here that would not just address a lot of the economic problems that pre-exist the trade war, the uncertainty, the tariffs. You know, the Canadian economy has been pretty weak for a while now, but will also blunt the impact of that uncertainty and of the tariffs and reduce our reliance on the United States. That doesn't mean stopping doing business with the United States. He made that clear. It's about finding new ways to grow within Canada and increasing our ability to sell more stuff to foreign markets. And so the range on that, on the domestic stuff, is anywhere from building new housing to knocking down a lot of those interprovincial trade barriers you and I have talked a lot about in the past, to designating these sort of projects of national importance. We're talking there about resource projects. A lot of it is going to be energy projects, LNG terminals, pipelines, finding ways to increase investment in the resource sector, finding ways of taking those resources and getting them out to market beyond the United States. Doesn't mean not selling the amount we already sell to the States, but any growth we have, we could sell to new markets in India, in Southeast Asia, around the world, and they are starving for the products we have. You made that point. The world wants what Canada has. We just got to figure out a way to marshal it and resource it. Businesses across this country, business associations have been putting out these lists, Andrew. You've seen them all with their list of priorities. Mostly, though, what they want to see is action. They've heard the words, and they heard more of the words today, but what they really want to see is something moving, something changing, something actually happening. And on that, more words today. We're going to have to wait a little bit more for the actual action.
Yeah, it's only been a few days since the election happened, right? So what did Carney say about U.S. tariffs and his upcoming meeting at the White House with U.S. President Donald Trump? The
key point in that is that he had a kind of funny line about this. Don't expect any white smoke, referring, of course, to the papal conclave where they put up white smoke when they have a decision. He's not expecting a decision. He's expecting to set the groundwork. He's expecting to try to figure out what the path ahead is, because at the fundamental question in all of this is, what does Donald Trump want? Does he want, he complains a lot about Canada cheats. Well, so is there a way to change the mechanism for making sure that compliance to USMCA and to CUSMA works? Is there a way to try to leverage what we already have in terms of those free trade agreements and say, look, we've got the basis of something that works here. What can we change on the margins that will address your concerns and be able to move forward and get rid of some of these tariffs? I mean, the fentanyl tariffs that didn't have a lot of basis, in fact, from the beginning, but certainly don't since Canada and Mexico have done a lot to address the president's concerns. Those are technically still in place. So why is that? And I think, this will be the first highest level meeting Donald Trump will have had with any world leader since the trade war began in terms of trade talks. So there's an opportunity to sort of get out ahead of some of this and lay the groundwork for what might be some kind of a trade deal. But he's saying don't expect the actual trade deal when they meet on Tuesday.
Okay. Peter, thank you. CBC's Peter Armstrong.